Yo, what up, gang? What up, gang? How y'all doing in the chat? I do not know how DJ did this other thing where he ran the thing, and he in here. He might be able to do it. We're gonna just come to that a little later. But I'm excited to say I appreciate y'all for getting me to 500 subscribers. It was a lot of shorts, man. It took a lot of shorts to get there. But without further ado, we just gonna get into it. We got a special guest tonight in the house. We are gonna introduce y'all right quick to our man
What up? What up?
Anthony.
What up? How's it going, man?
Everything good, man. Stay step
C-
to the chat for sure. For
Congrats on
sure.
the 500 subs, man. That's a big landmark, man. So just keep pushing and keep going. And I tell a lot of people when they start their channels that consistency is
No, no, no,
key.
don't go. Don't. I'm gonna ask some
You
questions
know what I
about all
mean?
of
So I
that.
mean, but yeah, no, but you're saying about all the shorts and stuff like that too, because you're being consistent with them. So I mean, that's the major thing, man, more than anything else. So I mean, that's how you got there. So just keep it up, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So before we get too far, we just gonna say what's up to some people in the chat. We got Will's Heller. He dropped some knowledge to me today too in the DMs,
What
man.
up,
I'm
Will?
definitely,
Oh, Will is that's the homie right there, man. I
yeah,
love
we
that dude, man.
definitely gonna have to chat about that. My man Botha.
Oh, what's good?
Bosa got the merch in today, man. That's our first official sponsor for the channel. He will
That's
be doing a
dope.
lot of the promotion and stuff like that. We're gonna ask questions about all that type stuff too. We just wanna definitely get some stuff going, man. You know McLeod's in the house. What's up, DJ?
You.
My man at work. Gonna slide through. You know you're gonna keep popping in every now and then. He gonna pop in. He might have to pop out right quick, but he'll be back. He'll be back for sure. My man Ken again. How you doing tonight, brother? How you doing tonight?
Ken, what's
Everything
happening?
good. Man, Jesus in the building. What up, Jesus? The auction guy himself. Okay, we got Carissa.
What's up, Carissa?
Who else we got in here? Who else we got? We got my man James came through tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Showing love for the 500. Y'all must want to know what the giveaway gonna be at the end of this show. We definitely gonna give a giveaway. It's gonna be a quick show because Antoine, he got his channel coming on at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm definitely gonna see that. I'm definitely working on the jeans. I definitely want to know about
Oh yeah,
why
it's
why
gonna
he
be.
chooses which one he chooses. I don't know which one he's gonna choose, but
I'm just a moderator, man. I might chime in a little bit and you know what I mean, poke the bear some, but it's gonna be some mudslinging tonight, man. Because I'm hearing some stuff about the ultra male people. That's what they're gonna say to the monarch people and vice versa, and it's gonna get dirty. So,
hey,
I
they call him
mean,
the butterfly gang, man. From
yeah,
what I hear, it's either
yep.
ultra smell or the butterfly gang. You gotta choose a side. I'm team ultra male all day, man. I just picked up a nice banger male. I love him. I love the male I just picked up. What's up,
Heck
Blake
yeah,
of
man.
Python? We got Fred in the building. We got Fred in the building. So we just gonna hop right into this because we got pretty quick episode we're gonna do. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and first I'm gonna start off for the people who haven't viewed you yet or haven't came across you, haven't seen you. Let's know a little bit about what you got going on.
Antoine Hood, High Desert Pythons. I was in the high desert of California. That's where the name came from. And then I just moved to North Carolina back in August, and everybody and their mama said don't change the name. So in front of my house, I got like a little cactus or some tumbleweed and shit. You know what I mean? So the so the desert will never leave me. But it's cool, man. And it was also a play on like the desert gene. It's that kind of a reminder of what I went through messing with that project, and it's kind of a reminder to myself to before I invest in the project make sure I have all the information ahead of time. Like I've seen the female on babies and stuff like that too, and I've seen you know what I mean. So make
Yeah,
sure before you invest into a project, know like completely know the male is viable, the females are viable, and so on and so forth. So it's just a little reminder to myself whenever I see a new project I want to jump into. So I decided to
okay.
make that a part of my identity.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so who actually or what actually inspired you to actually even get into the hobby in the first place?
Dude, I didn't know what a ball python was until 2005. I've had boas before. I've had colubras. I've been breeding DK's brown snakes since the 80s as a kid because that was the local snake when I grew up. So I used to be in the field playing football and baseball, and I would lift up little plywood planks and logs and find them and put them in my little what you call them little satchels around you, what they call fanny packs.
Yeah,
Like that. So like my mom got me like a big terrarium and stuff like that. Man, I had a bunch of them in there. Had them breeding. Would sell them to like the local kids in school, $2 a piece. So I've been selling animals, for like most of my life. But
nice.
when I was in the military, one of my Marines was he had an inspection in his barracks and he had a ball python in the terrarium in there. You can't have pets, in the barracks. But he was like, "Hey, can you borrow my snake from me, for a little bit till my inspection is done?" It was just a normal, but it was a pretty snake to me, and I was like, "Yo, this is dope." Blah blah blah. So I did my research on it, got obsessed with it, and fortunately, he never asked for the snake back. So I had her for a few years. Started looking into more stuff. Found Brian Barczyk. Found the pinstripe pied. Tried to buy the animal, but he told me it was 12K, like 12.5K. And I
Man,
was like, nah, we can't do that. This is like
that's back in
'08.
2005.
This is '08 now. Fast forward to
Okay,
'08. And but from there, that made me was like, well, I can't afford it, but I'm gonna try to like produce it. So I'm gonna just buy all the ingredients, buy some pinstripe pies, head pies, and stuff like that, and try to make my own stuff. And that just spiraled to like this big thing, man. And then I'm still doing it years later. I had little breaks here and there, but I always had animals out there, and people like having snakes from me when I decided to come back and kind of when life corrected itself. So yeah, man, I just been just super passionate about it, man, and I didn't really start doing it as a professional breeder until 2012. So I'm going into my like 12th year now of like selling them for
nice,
profit. You know what I mean?
nice.
Because
Yeah,
but I wanted to get to the point where I can talk about this animal intelligently. I can like breed no problem. I can answer people's questions and I can stand behind my product. You know what I mean? So that's why I waited so long to kind of make a big push for it too. And the pandemic helped after a while too, like with social media and putting yourself out there, and that's kind of when I got my surge, and the blow up happened, and people were sitting home bored on their computers, and
yeah,
eventually they found me, and then I ended up with 5,600 subscribers on YouTube and almost 16K followers on IG, man, and it's a blessing, man. I appreciate all of it, and it's been a dope ride, man.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what projects are your prized possessions? I heard you just said that you went through the whole desert process. What was that like?
Well, so I got into the GHI project super cheap when they were still like 30 grand, and that was my
30.
biggest. Yeah, they were $30,000 a single GHI. That's when I first got my big push.
Wow.
A guy he had a male from the first generation of the two males that originally got imported or whatever, and he sold all his collection, and then he had one left, and he was like, "Man, I gotta get rid of this snake. The wife is on my back. Whatever. What can you possibly do right now?" I was like, "Bro, I can give you 4,000 right now. I know you don't want that, but he was like, all right, bet. So sent him the
Wow.
4K, sent it to me, and I really wasn't a fan of GHI, man. I knew it was something new and it was dark, but I really didn't see the future for it. So everything I bred that mail to, I traded it for like desert stuff. And what people already probably knowing the desert gene didn't go, dude, they were all about it too. Like I was doing like so, dude. They saw a sucker, man, and was like, "You want to do what with who? You can have all these females from one of these GHI pastels and shit." You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I was like, "All right, we are in there." You know what I mean? So I had, I think, maybe 90% of my collection was the desert gene, man, and
Man,
because I thought it was like the newest thing, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna make desert pies, and then I'm gonna get into this clown thing and try to make desert clowns and all this stuff like that, and yeah, and then the females end up not being viable, so I sold them for like
wow.
pennies on a dollar. So I essentially, at that time before they crashed, I essentially had maybe $190,000 in snakes at the time, and
Jeez.
I end up
And that's just in desert.
that's just a desert, and I end up
Wow.
selling like that would have been the value if they would have been viable. You know what I mean? And they ended up. I ended up getting like 10 grand sell after I got rid of everything, like $10 to $12,000 and everything,
Okay,
man.
say no more.
And I used that money to open up my MMA gym, and that's when I took my little break, started my gym, started training fighters and stuff like that, and then eventually came back into the snakes, and I am where I'm at right now. So,
So how long did you take off? About how many years?
uh, like I said, I still had a couple snakes around and like in people's collections and stuff in the house, like a bunch of hats and things like that too. But
Okay,
I think
one
it's like
second.
a 4 year break or something like that, and then eventually just started kind of hitting it big again when everything was calmed down. Once the gym was paying for itself, and I was seeing a big profit off of that, and the gym I didn't need like my day job anymore, but I still kept it. I was like, man, I'm just buying some snakes now. Let's do it. So kind of
Let's
got
get back
serious with
in.
that. Just get back in, man. And then I started getting into like the Panda Project and things like that because I like
Absolutely.
that. And then I made like that pair of super black pastel hats that eventually turned into like my logo and everything. After Miguel shared it on Instagram back in the day, and it just went crazy after that. So like he
I
saw the
seen that
picture.
video. I seen
He's
that video. You went out
like
there in
he
Miguel's
saw
spot, right?
yeah, he saw the picture. He hit me up and said, "Hey man, can I share this?" And that got like that share got me my first like 600 to 700 followers, something around there.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I was just like, "That's crazy." Didn't even know he lived like down the street from me, nothing like that too. He just some dude that saw my stuff, and we became friends like that, man. And we became like super good friends ever since. So,
That's cool. So when it started, how long have you been on YouTube? And
I
what
had
started your YouTube journey?
Well, I had the account. Like I said, I had the account since 2012 because I was using it and had the business name, but I didn't get the logo made until about actually this month has been 4 years since my first video.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was like right during the pandemic, man. I was like, I got this like custom rack done for me with the ARS tubs, and I was like, all right, like I'm a little bit more confident where I can show my stuff off because I was kind of self conscious about it because I had like melamine racks and in the desert the PVC racks get all dusty and shit like that too. So I was just like, man, I really wanted to show something a little bit nicer. So as soon as I got that done and got my
BJ gonna help
lighting
you.
done, I
BJ.
start I started the channel after that.
That's what's up. So I was pretty much the same way. Like I had the melamine racks. I literally this I would say since we started this podcast and just talking to some of the bigger people in the hobby and stuff, that really like took me to the next step. So I had the melamine racks for a while. Like I've been doing it for about 3 years now. This is my third year actually breeding. And I had the
Heck yeah.
melamine racks. It was working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm like, it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know
They're
what I
just so
mean?
heavy, man. If I can go
Yes.
all melody racks, the things is heavy as hell, and when you try to up the humidity, I just didn't like you get mold and stuff like that too, and then you kind of have issues. But I mean, they actually they serve their purpose, man. And every animal that I produce out of those melamine racks bought the newer racks later and paid for everything else. So
Nice. Can't wait to get to that point. I just
yes,
had to
sir.
dump. I just had to dump into some ARS just because, like, I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna take it serious, I'm gonna take it serious. So I was taking it serious with the melamine racks, but it was more so on the hobby, fun, like the show stuff. But now it's like, if I'm gonna take it serious, I'm definitely just gonna have to go all in with it.
Yeah, man. It's just like, and especially just it just when you and once you invest in like like the better equipment and stuff too, I think you're inclined to push yourself to do better anyway. Because
Yeah, for sure.
now when you got your face out there and being a man with ego and all that stuff too, like man, I'm not gonna be one of these people that be like, hey, bro, man, I'm gonna have to tap out because this market and stuff like that too. Because behind the scenes, I ain't gonna lie, I be talking mad crap about people who sell their stuff and they quit. Like, dude, every time somebody's selling their collection in one of my group chats, we start playing another one bites the dust. You know what I
It's
mean?
funny because
So
like in one of
every
the
time.
groups, they be like, "It's time to take down some stickers," and I'm like,
Yep.
"Yep, that's how
Yeah.
it goes, man. That's how it goes." So, what keeps you motivated to know that you're not gonna close down? Like,
Well, because I love my animals. Like, and that's the real thing, man. Like, this right now, I do okay as far as like making money off of snake sales and stuff like that too. But dude, I make more money off merch than I do off snake sales.
wow, wow,
you know. So I shut down my store for a bit because they stopped. They like started having like crappy quality shirts. So I'm trying to find another online place. But once it's up and running, I'm doing like hoodies, t-shirts, leggings. Like I got slides coming, things like that.
nice,
But
nice,
just out there branding myself. All the Amazon links I post and stuff too. So because every time I post stuff online, I have my own Amazon link for it, but it's always stuff that I use. I would never post an Amazon link
yeah,
for something that I don't believe in. You know what I mean? Because I'm
yeah,
not just trying to sell people. I'm trying to share what I have. So so a lot of people say, "Man, you can post a lot of links and stuff like that," and I'm just like, "Well, it's literally stuff I use." So But anyway, but what keeps me motivated is I actually like going looking into my animals. Like I have stuff that's actually visually appealing. Like they're fun. I sit on my couch sometimes watching TV, holding like a random like clown female. You know what I mean? Just chilling, man. The dogs get jealous, but they can kick rocks sometimes. But
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
yeah, so I actually like sometimes I go in the snake room and just take pictures and I never post
You don't
them.
even gotta post them. Just want
No,
to see them
not even.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly, man. So and then still to this day, I know I've had almost like, I think I hit like my thousandth snake. I think like last
Wow.
season, and
Wow.
I'm still excited as egg one as I am like now. Even if it's not something that's gonna make me a whole lot of money, the stuff I'm making for my customers or something that I want to have myself. Once
Mm,
I get to the point where I feel blah about producing these snakes, then I'm done. So
I
that's
got
all it's
it.
going to be. It's never going to be. The economy is not going to ever like dissuade me from doing these reptiles. It's never going to be some other stuff like that. I'm always going to have them. But when it gets to the point where I'm bored with them, then I'm done.
Yeah, for sure. What other species do you have, or do you just only have ball pythons right now?
I have two pit bulls, and that's
Nice,
yep,
nice. So
Hanzo and
you got
Prada.
the
That's
dog.
it. Yeah, I'm a big dog person. I used to breed pits back in the day when I was active duty in the Marine Corps, and I worked for Boeing. My first time in North Carolina. So I ran a successful kennel, and a lot of that stuff I carried over into like the snake breeding too. Because in any kind of animal breeding, it's networking and branding yourself and things like that too. So all the mistakes I made as a dog breeder, I carried over and learned from those mistakes and make sure I didn't do a lot of that stuff with the reptiles. So,
Yeah, for sure. Like I was in the dogs too before I got into the snakes, but then I realized these snakes are so much more easy.
oh man, shoot, the amount of snakes I got in that room compared to the amount of dogs I could have and is crazy. And you want to be a good neighbor, man, and not have like dogs barking all crazy and stuff like that. So when I buy my house at the end of the year, I'm gonna make sure I'm on a nice piece of land away from everybody, and I'm actually gonna get back into dog breeding just a little bit though,
Okay.
maybe a couple litters a year, and then like have some like valuable studs where I'm like getting some breedings from for like some passive income for that, and that's all, man. So and then all the new species are coming, dude. I'm getting otters. I'm getting some alligator snapping turtles. I'm like getting some
Nice.
Gila. I'm getting some Gila monsters. Some
Oh,
I'm going crazy with chondros for 2025. I'm having a whole dedicated chondro room, and
dang.
yeah, and I'm just
That's
gonna
gonna be
go.
lit.
I'm just gonna go crazy with that. Like I'm just gonna get like I'm gonna start with all babies too. I'm just gonna get like all red neos and just have the roof like red.
All red, and then
It's
all of a
just
sudden they
it's
start
all
turning
yeah. I'm
yellow and
calling the
then
red
green.
root. This all red neos and see how they start like that and see if I can with selective line breeding and see if I can like have them stay red longer. You know what I mean? So
Ooh, that's
I
different.
know
That's
I
different.
know. I know the chondro people probably killing me. It's like that's not how it works. You don't know what you're talking about, but it's something I want to do. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what's the one snake that you ever produced that was just like? I know you said that all of them are like wow factors, but what was the one that you produced that you were just like blown away with?
oh, so last year it was the blackhead leopard Mojave hypo het pied female. She was dope.
Jeez,
She was just like dark purples everywhere, and then when she goes in the shed, she turns like super purple and stuff too. But unfortunately, she passed away, man, a couple weeks ago.
man, that sucks.
So when I hatched her, she never really got to eating on her own. So, dude, for almost 9 months, I had to assist feed her. She would not like grab
Wow,
and I just kind of held on as long as I can. And then a couple weeks ago, she just like finally like gave up. She would eat on her own for a long time, and then she came off of food again, and then she just passed away. So I don't think she was
yeah,
meant to. I just think she just wasn't meant to be here, bro. She just she just held on as long as possible. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one now. And then I got so much Stranger Clown stuff coming. I did some breeder partnerships with some good friends, and he made two worlds first out of that.
wow,
He had a 1.1 from Stranger GHI Spot Nose Het Clown that we didn't know was a red stripe, so it turned out to be red stripe. So he hit two Stranger GHI Spot Nose red stripe clowns out of
wow,
that.
wow.
Yeah, so shout out to Secret and Ball Pythons, man, for that. And then and I have like a bunch of chances to hit that myself too this year. So and then put some other genes into it too. So I'm putting leopard into it, lesser,
Nice.
and just going crazy with that, man. And then asphalt and everything, bro. Like most of my collection, I probably have like 5% of my collection has yellow belly in it. Everything else that has YB complex is asphalt. And
Nice.
in the next 10 years, you'll see the super asphalt version of every simple recessive. You'll see super pastel ultras, monarchs, lavenders, dreamsicles, like you name
Jeez.
it, man. So I'm real big on that. I think asphalt is probably the dopest gene out there, and it's superior to
Out there
gravity.
or just in the yellow belly complex?
No, no, period. Like asphalt gene, like the super asphalt version. To me, the super asphalt version of every animal you see goes neck to neck, with whatever pattern mutation you could think of. So dude, super pastel DG clowns hadn't even been made yet, bro. That's like you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
I'm working on that, and
yeah.
I'm doing it in the triple too. So I have an asphalt clown, head enhancer poset G stripe. If she proves out, I'll be putting it into the enhancer G stripe clown project. And if she doesn't prove out head G stripe, I'll just be making super asphalt enhancer clowns and kind of just
Jeez.
going for that every year.
Jeez. So you'll take the asphalt over acid.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm,
Yep. So,
interesting.
but I do love acid though. Don't get me wrong. Acid is a dope gene too. So, I'm actually gonna be working with that this year too. I got an acid combo male coming, so I'll be having acid spot nose with clown stuff. And dude, the acid Powerball clown stuff is crazy too, man. I saw a lot of that last year in Tinley,
Uh,
and they didn't even have wobbles, bro. Like people are like, oh, you gotta watch out for Powerball. Like with anything, man. Like sometimes you'll get some weird stuff, and sometimes you won't. Like I have a spot nose Cypress combo clown male, and that dude is derpy as hell, bro. Like
mm.
he is super crazy, but dude, he's the best eater of my collection.
I heard that. I heard
He
the stuff
dude
they got the
he
wobble was
look
like the best.
he reminds me of like Yoda in Attack of the Clones. Remember he 4 count Dooku when he was all shaky and cripply on the carrot until it was time to pull out the lightsabers and he got busy. That's how this guy is. That's how he is, man. So
I
um
was interested in getting something with a wobble just because, like, I do educational shows. So it's like I want something with a wobble just for that, but at the same time, I'm kind of like scared of them.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
think
they
they're
don't,
unpredictable.
and sometimes they don't have a good quality. Like I have an inchy yellow belly dreamsicle. There's nothing in there that should say wobble. She wobbles.
Wow,
Nothing in the
wow.
spider complex. Sometimes you just hit the odds on stuff, and sometimes it just comes out like that. But like with her too, she's a beast. Like she eats, she goes, she poops, she sheds regularly. She has no issues at all, man. So I'm just I'm not happy about how the spider gene got ostracized like that because y'all let some little Afro frilly hair nerd punk y'all out of y'all damn position about some spider stuff, and I don't appreciate that at all, man.
And I don't even think he was breeding at the same time. I think he was just flipping stuff.
Man, that kid's a lame, man. I mean, I don't not to try to like bully nobody, but that dude's some little dork and stuff. That's like, oh, now he's like in school somewhere. I don't know, man, but
Nah, now he posts videos of I think he's like in the cars or something now. So
yeah,
he's
fuck him.
told yeah, he's totally done, man. That was crazy. That was crazy. Cause it kind of like I ain't gonna lie, like he kind of like I was watching them and when I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, no spider, no spider. But I'm not really I like spider. Like I think it looks great. I think it does look great. Like it's
Spider is
one of the
dope.
genes that I think if it didn't have a wobble, it could be a powerful gene. To
Uh,
me,
I love Spider Man. I was just like, man. But now, what's crazy? They still sell. Like
yep,
you go to a local reptile show, them things fly off the shelf first. Spiders, blue eyed Lucy's, bananas, and simple pies all
yep,
sell.
yep. So who do you market to? Like with you being up top breeder, you know what I mean? Like, do you still market to the pet industry in terms of making the bells, the bananas and stuff like that too, or are you just mainly focused on the higher end projects?
I like to focus on like the investment breeders on the higher end projects, but you always have to have room for when you don't hit the odds. And trust me, if there's anybody out there who not hitting the odds on stuff, it's your boy. I will I will miss if you can put two recessions together and miss, that'll be me. Them odds be if I could put two pies together and you couldn't hit a pie, I'll be the person to not hit a pie. So yeah, so you always got to have that like pet store relationship too, or like kids in the neighborhood. So when I was in California, there was like a big community of kids who had reptiles, and I would do reptile shows for. So when I produce the lower end stuff, a lot of times, man, I get them going, and when I'm confident that they're eating fine, I'll just give them away to kids, man. You
Oh
know what I
wow,
mean? And then
that's what's
like
up.
I've had like kids that I gave stuff to almost like 10, 11 years ago, and now like they're on like their fourth or fifth clutch. I'm like, yeah, I've been breeding and stuff like
Wow.
that too, and yeah, then they find their little market and they start, you know what I mean? They start their little local stuff. So it's always good to see like sparking the interest in that younger generation too, man. Because like that next big breeder is out there somewhere right now watching one of our channels and is getting that same inspiration that we all did years ago. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So what would you suggest someone like on the lower level to look forward to once they get to that point to where they are on your level, like on you, Miguel, Justin? Like, what would you suggest in some like what would you tell them to remain or to do?
but marketing, just keep yourself out there because for people to spend the kind of money on you, they have to trust you. You know, especially now how hard times are, and most people are still trying to pay their bills. So when people have that extra money when they want to spend it on an investment animal, they're assuming that the animal is going to come, you know, free of parasites, healthy, eating, clean, all that things like that. All those boxes checked off. So when you get to the point where it's time to start going to the upper echelon of like selling and breeding, you need to have yourself out there, show up at shows, you know, get on lives, talk to people, be in the comment section, let people know, see your presence, so they know you've been around for a while, and it would give them that warm and fuzzy to spend money on you.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So how important is networking in this hobby?
Very man. That's with anything, man. Your network is your net worth, bro. You know, you are the average of your five friends. You know, so so
Yeah.
like, and a lot of my reptile networks, I have a lot of like friend subsets. You know what I mean? And then most of them, I'm the little man on the totem pole. You know, so when we all around, like if I'm hanging out with Justin and Miguel and Bob and those guys too, my mouth is shut and I'm just listening and absorbing what they're doing. You know, because I'd be a fool not to. Like nobody, if I'm hanging out with Justin, Justin don't need to hear me go, "Oh man, I missed the odds on this 2G cloud," and like who want to hear that? You know what I mean? That conversation. So when you around somebody like that, you need to be talking about, okay, this is how I'm investing for the future. This is my 5 year plan. This is where my other projects are going. This is what I'm aspiring to do. What do you think about that? Those kind of questions need to be asked. You know, to be talking about. You know, not like the mundane stuff that like people are kind of distant from at that level. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So if you were to walk into Justin's facility or Billy's facility, who would you shop with
if I had to pick between the two,
between the two?
well, probably Justin's because he's closer. And I don't have to wait for imports and stuff like that too. And I know Billy's collection like pretty decent, but I know Justin's pretty well too because I've been there. I've been there now at his new building. I think I've been there 4 times now. I think.
Yeah.
So like I walk in, I know where everything is. I know where the babies are. I go right to the incubator, start taking pictures of clutch cards. You know, I know that facility well, man. So, but me and Billy are super tight, and so is me and Austin. Austin's gonna be on tonight too, so they all get to
Nice,
know me.
nice, nice.
And Billy has looked me out for like crazy man stuff you wouldn't even believe. You know, he's like, "Hey man, I'm sending the shipment out, blah blah blah. Did you want something?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you know, I can't pay for it. I don't worry about it. I'll send it to you. Boom. You know what I mean? And then we'll take care of it later." I'm like, "All right, you know."
That's what's up. That's
But
what's up.
that's somebody that knows that one, you know, you're good for it, and two, I'm gonna be around for a while and stuff too. You know what I mean? So, I mean, sometimes I do that a little bit too much and get in over my head. I ain't gonna lie, you know. I'll be at, I'll
Yeah,
be
it
at rep,
definitely can happen. It can
I'll be
definitely
at
happen.
reptile shows. They be like, "Take the snake, just post it and say you got it from me," and shit like that. And then you know, then turn around, I leave a reptile show, and I might spend 5 grand at the show, and then like pick up $30,000 of snakes, and I'm like, uh
Yeah.
oh.
I'll figure out something to do with it.
I'm like,
And they
fam.
always say you can't turn down a gift, man. You can't turn down a gift.
It's hard too, man. You know what I mean. And but I also appreciate the people that trust me. You know what I mean too. That I'm gonna make it right with them, and things will be taken care of. So that's always like appreciated. So just the fact that people know that I'm gonna be around and that you know they'll get their money eventually. You know,
Yeah, for
they'll
sure,
be
for sure,
good to
for
go.
sure. So how many collections do you anticipate this year?
Very small, man. So I did 30 2 years ago, 15 the following year. I'm pairing a lot though, especially this time of year for some reason. A lot of stuff is going. So, if I'm lucky, I'll do 20 clutches this year. Yeah,
Nice,
but they're
nice,
like 20 good clutches. So I'm trying to get
nice,
to the point where, like, if I could do 10 clutches a year, but each clutch is like 50K, I'd be happy with that.
nice,
I can
nice.
do, stuff like so, and that's why I'm constantly like moving females around, trying to upgrade in my little female section. By 2027, like my worst female will be like a double recessive, like a DG clown, and that's what I'm trying to get to the point at.
So do
So
you
we
reinvest? All
rolling.
right, so I know you reinvest into your company, whatever. Would you buy the DG Clown? Like if you were able to sell the stuff that you have now, like the hashness and stuff, would you buy it or are you still interested in just making it yourself?
Well, like if I produce a DG clown now, it's because I missed on the DGG strike clown. That's why. Yeah, I'm not in the market to buy. Like I can buy a DG clown. You can buy a DG clown now for like for $2,000. You know what I mean? So like if I hit a regular DG clown, it's because I missed on something bigger. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Like I thought. A lot of people got into the Desert Ghost Clown during the pandemic, but now the DG Clown's been around for 10 years. For more than
Wow,
that. For more than
wow,
that, it's been 12 years now. So the
wow.
fact that it's dropping right now is to me is pretty is okay. It's like right on par. That thing shouldn't have been $10,000 for all these years. It should not have. And that's an unpopular opinion, but you gotta like look at everything else around that time too. Like look at Dreamsicles. Dreamsicles were $10,000 for a long time. Now you get one for
Man,
$1,500.
I just
You
seen one for
know,
800 bucks on Wolf
yeah,
Market.
that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. So, but DG Clown was such a big project that a lot of people put their money in, and when they see a dip like that, they feel a type of way. The same thing like with Hurricane, just finding out that Hurricane Trick is the same thing, which in the back of my mind I always figured it was, but I just know that Hurricane was line bread and such bread that looked better than the other two.
Okay.
You know, and I put a lot of money to the Hurricane project, but I made a lot of money too, and now you're not gonna do well in it until you put a whole lot of other stuff with it too. So now my Hurricane Clown Girl that I've been growing up for the past 2 years, I gotta put it to my most powerful male. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind hitting Stranger, GHI, Hurricane, Spot Nose, Red Stripe Clown.
Yeah, leave.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a
Yeah,
long shot, but
that's
it's a
deep.
long shot, but it's still a shot.
So
So
how do you pick quality? Because I feel like quality is opinionated. So when you pick a quality animal, are you looking at it in terms of this has all the characteristics that are said to have, or are you
right.
looking just
So,
based on what you
like,
like?
so with clowns, I prefer busy pattern clowns over like the reduced pattern stuff. So, which means you would very rarely see me have inchy clown and stuff in my collection. Um, and with single gene clown stuff, whenever I'm trying to get into a big busy clown project, I usually pick like the ugliest, not ugly as far as like browning out, but like the most crazy pattern clown female, and usually those make the best combos every
I
time.
heard, I heard that's the
So
same with dogs too.
yep.
That ugly
I
dog make
do
a beautiful dog.
so I do away with so I don't really care for a lot of blade stuff. I don't do inchy stuff. But then conversely, if I do get into a pied project, you want inchy into your pied stuff because you want as much pattern as possible. Because I'm sick of these people with the one little spot on the back of their pies going, oh, this is an OD Yellow Belly Inchy G Nex Red Man Method Man Wu Tang Pie. Like you don't you there's no way you can know that, bro. Like tell me, like every time you see that, you be like, "Come
I
on, son."
do, I
Like
do,
I be
I
want to press the
do.
I be want to press the sound button. Stop the cap. You know,
Got one
you
dot,
know.
and it's the orange
Yeah,
lady
one.
yellow belly. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't see how you can tell. Look at the
I'm
pixelation.
like,
It's one
I'm like,
pixel.
you hitting all these odds in these pie combos, but you still got a single gene yellow belly clown, and that's your best clown, and you've been putting all. Man, the math ain't mathing, bro.
Nah, that's real, man. Like I came across a lot of them on Wolf Market because
Hmm.
I'm into the pies and stuff. But I came across so many of them. I'm like, I don't know how you can say this as all of that.
But man, I love that a lot of this stuff is shed testable now.
Yeah,
Orange
for
Dream,
sure, for
Yellow
sure.
Belly, Inchy. You know what I mean?
Do you
So
utilize the
Black
shade
Black
tester?
Pasta, bro. I spent I started doing my taxes for last year. I spent $3,500 on shit tests
Wow.
last year. So,
Wow.
and a lot of it wasn't the news I wanted, man. Like, I had this double head sunset puzzle mail that I just kept back just because it was a past double head, and it was from like this double head mail to like some other, oh, excuse me, past sunset females, and I've been taking care of them for the past 13 and a half months, and I got my results back. I've been taking care of her normal all this
Jeez.
time. So
Jeez.
I rush delivered, I rush sent off his shed, paid for two tests, so that was $90 for both of those. So I spent like $100 something just to find out I got a normal. So spent that, and then
Man.
almost $150 I put into them, feeding them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sometimes you do a lot for that $10 snake, man. But
I
and
mean,
guess what?
just imagine if it wasn't no shed testing, because you would have
Yep,
been believing it, you
yep,
would have been pairing it, and you
mhm.
definitely would have been missing the odds.
And they're sitting there like, oh man, I think I just missed this year. Let's do it again.
Let's do it
No,
again.
but I have 100% double head male. I was gonna like raise them up as a backup, and then but I knew because I knew the shed tests were coming. That's the only reason why I kept them. You know,
Okay.
because back then when he had, I heard Sunset was coming, I heard Puzzle was coming, so I was like, either I put him in the tuck or just like sell him. You know what I mean? So, and Miguel was supposed to buy that male, and then I'm just like, man.
So how many recessives are you working right now?
Pie, Clown, Lavender, Ultramel, VPI Xanthic, Monsoon, Desert Ghost. Was that seven?
Golly.
What else am I missing? Regular albino. Still got some regular albino stuff. Um, Hypo. That's nine. Er, yeah, so about pretty much all the basic stuff. You know.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you got all of that stuff mixed together? Like, do you have any
So
triple visuals?
So no, but I got a lot of triple and quad head girls that's just waiting to get paired in the fall. So just sitting there chilling, you know, and and a lot of those single G stuff like the lavender and the ultramel stuff, I'm just kind of keeping that aside to put into the Sunset Puzzle project. So I got a chance
Nice.
to hit that again this year, and I think the way to go with that project too is to kind of put more other like color mutations into it too. I don't want to go pattern right now, so I just want to try to brighten that up some more. So I'll go ultramel. I'm gonna go lavender albino with it, you know, and kind of just see what happens.
So when you make your parents, especially with the Sunset Project, are you more so basing it on what it's gonna come out the egg looking like, or basing it on what it's gonna look like as an adult?
Actually, neither. I like I well the stuff that I know is gonna look like. I always plan it for the future for it, but I knew kind of had an idea what the Sunset Puzzle was gonna look like, and if it did, and if it like acted the same way regular Sunset did when it got older, I knew that I had to add some more stuff to it. So that's why I kind of went that way with the lighter jeans and kind of just like thinking a couple steps ahead, man. Because I never have a real end goal for these patterns. It's always like this is my short term goal for it, and I just kind of move on from there, you know.
Right, right.
But sometimes you know you make plans and God laugh, you know. So
That's
so
true. That
so
is
sometimes
true.
so sometimes, man, you know, you mess around and don't hit what you want to hit, and you might go back a couple of years. But I'm at the point now when I do have a big project I'm working on. If I miss if I miss 2 seasons in a row, I just go out and buy the project now if I can.
Now that's
And
smart. I
just
think that's pretty smart.
or buy the best one that I can in this. So sometimes you know when people sell their stuff, it might have pastel in it, or it might not be the best example, but you kind of decide from there. But
So you don't like the pastel, huh?
I don't have a lot of pastel stuff anymore. I have a few, but I mean it has its place. You know, like I like it with Desert Ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pastel is good in the Zebra project. It is.
Okay.
You know, so things like that. It still does have its place, but it's just not something I'm really interested in now. And you know what? Saying that, I'm a big pinstripe fan, and a lot of people hate pinstripe, but I mean, I like it, and I still breed it. So,
So what's one gene that you feel like is overhyped?
oh, I really don't have a gene I think is like almost it's like older to care for, but I don't really call it overhyped because it does well. Like Hidden Geoma, I hate that. I hate the name. I hate the gene, but there's some nice stuff with it though, you know.
Okay.
So I just can't really say that, but it's just really not for me. Like people
Yeah.
hate lesser and butter. I love lesser and I love that gene. You know, people like, oh, lesser this and that's a stupid gene that makes bell stuff. But Mojave is my favorite out of the Bell complex. Don't get it twisted.
I don't
But
know. I like Mystic.
yeah, Mystic is
Like,
dope too, man.
I like Mystic.
Um, but yeah, just I don't really think anything is like overhyped. I just think it's just like under a lot of stuff is underutilized and we haven't seen its full potential yet. Like 2 years ago, I made a meme about Hidden G Woma, and then somebody was like, "Oh, I gotta send them this," and sent me some like Hidden G Woma clown combo, and I was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie,
That's nice.
that thing is dope." I can't even like, and then I saw one in person, and I was like, "Huh?" And they're like, "You know what, man? I'm gonna eat my words on this," but for the most part, that's really one I really don't care for. So that's about it, man. And then just like basic yellow belly stuff is just so limited because super is ivory, so it just covers up everything. So stuff that makes full white snakes, you gotta be careful what you put on the other side.
Yeah, for sure. So, what would you say would for a smaller breeder if they were to get a project? Like, how would you guide them into getting a complete project? Like, would you say get a male, a backup male, and 3 females? Like, what would you suggest them to grab?
Well, it's hard because you gotta look at your budget too, and then you gotta decide first of all your budget, and two, are you going into this as a pet owner, as a hobbyist, or as a breeder? You know what I mean? And if you
Yeah,
consider yourself a breeder, you should be trying to make money if you're a breeder. So if you got to decide, which one of those categories you fall into, and if it's just gonna be a pet owner, just get what you like. Just like whatever's gonna make you excited to open up your enclosure or pull your tank open or turn on your light in your snake room, you go there. And if you want to skip all the way to the professional side, though, you got to like look at the trends, go to Morph Market and see what we have a surplus of, and you know what I mean. Do some market research, like get on podcasts like these and see what stuff people like to mess with, and kind of go from there, man. And be different. Don't go to if it's like 8,000, yellow belly, this, that, and the thirds online. Why are you making more? So
more. Yeah,
you
yeah,
got to
yeah,
compete with all of those people. So your
yeah.
goal as a breeder is just breed what you like, but breed what's not popular. You know what I mean? So like make something new, revolutionize the game, and that's the reason why world first are always important. And people
Nah.
like everybody I know that crap on world's first never made a world first. World's first not important no more. It don't matter. Nobody care. Yeah, it does matter because you're there to be different, and you're being that canary in the mine shaft, trying stuff out.
Yeah.
It's like failures are good too because that shows other people, what I mean, what not to go for, or sometimes that's how you find out what combos are homozygous lethal. I mean, and stuff that has wobbles and severe issues and things like that because people out there trying this stuff and just sticking their neck out there where they could have just been like reproducing what they have and making that money back. But the bigger breeders and the successful ones are the ones who invest far into the future and build on top of these genes, not just buy something expensive and then try to make more of it and then water it down and sell 100 of them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, not gonna hold you too long. Before we go, I gotta do this giveaway. You got something to write with?
Oh, me? Yeah, I got a pen. I keep a pen on me.
Yeah, I need you to write something down for me right quick.
All right.
And I'm gonna ask the chat. It is now 18 people in the chat. I need you to write down a number between 1 and 18.
Okay. I
Don't
got
show
it.
the number.
All right.
And then I need the chat. It's 19 people now. We still gonna keep it 18.
Okay.
So I need you can see the you can't. Yeah, you can see the chat, right?
I can't see it.
Ah man. They already sound all numbers. All right,
Uh,
so I'm gonna give the chat a minute to write down numbers between 1 and 18, and then the first person that writes down the same number that Antoine has up is the winner, and they are gonna get off the plank. What's that thing called, DJ? Oh, the bucket hat. I'm gonna send out a bucket hat for the Off the Plank podcast, and I'm gonna send out one of my I don't even have one down here. One of my Peace and Pet t-shirts. You get to pick which one you want, and that's how this giveaway is gonna go. So we got some numbers coming in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say the numbers, and if we hit your number, you put your number up. All right.
all right. Now, do you want better too? Whoever wins it too. The next clown clutch I have, I'll hook him up with something from that clutch. So
Dope.
I give him some options. Obviously, I'm gonna keep my stuff and what's to sell. I give him some options, and then we go from there. So if I got
Man,
something they
look,
like, if it got something they like, I'll send it to them, free shipping and everything.
jeez.
But the only way to do
Jeez.
that, just make sure you follow me so that way I know I can see your messages through Instagram and stuff like that too. So if I'm not following you, go like to my last post and say, hey, give me a follow, and I'll
They both
click
to
on the
drop
follow
that
back.
link. Drop Antoine. Oh, he already did. He already did.
All right,
Both already dropped your link. So
all right, ready?
I'm gonna sound off some numbers. 13. Nope.
Oh, you want me to show you the
Nah,
number
no, don't
or?
flip it. I'm gonna sound off
Okay.
the numbers and you say if it is the number. 13,
Oh, nope,
18,
nope,
8,
nope,
10,
nope,
15,
nope,
7,
nope,
14,
nope,
2,
nope,
3,
nope,
16,
nope,
12,
nope,
4,
nope,
9.
nope.
I think 7 was already said.
Mm-mm.
10,
Nope. No 10.
11.
No 11.
I think they repeat numbers. 15. I
Nope.
think they repeat numbers. 2,
Missing one. It's
3, 14, 11, 4, 5, dang, 12, 8. Ain't nobody saying a number. I'm gonna say 1,
Nope.
0.
Nope.
Jeez. 9.
Nope.
What? Yeah, I don't know if they ever gonna get
There you
this.
go.
17. All right,
17. There
Gino
you
McGlass.
go.
Gino McGlass. Make sure you hit me in the DM. I'm gonna definitely get that out to you.
I
Also hit
followed.
Antoine.
I know. I followed Genomic Labs. So,
Okay.
um,
All right, cool. So yeah, we'll definitely get that out to y'all. And I thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for showing up for the 15. I mean for the 500 subscribers mark. I'm gonna keep on doing what I gotta do.
keep on, bro.
DJ's still at work right now. He's still grinding. He gonna keep doing what he gotta
Heck
do.
yeah. Hey, proud
But
of you,
make
bro,
sure,
man. We'll keep in touch, man.
yeah, for sure. And make sure once this is over, we got about 10 minutes. We right back on here, not on my page, but we right back on here with Antoine on his page. With he already said Austin gonna be on there, and they're gonna be talking about some controversial jeans, man. And I'm in on one, so I definitely want to see what they're gonna be talking about. Cause
Heck yeah, man. See you guys in a bit, man. Appreciate you guys.
all right, we out.
All right. Peace.